entire TBR with no sound. I'm over it. Okay. Happy February, book besties. You know what that means? It means a new, overly ambitious TBR to bring to you guys and to yap about the books I'm hoping to get to in February. I'm so excited. First, obviously my shirt had to match the theme of February, and it does, and I'm so excited. This is from a Light and Soul company. I'm an ambassador for the brand, and she sent me this and I'm obsessed. It says for the love of books. For the love of books. Yes, I love her merch so much. I'm usually always in it at some point in my videos because they're my favorite, coziest, comfiest things to be in, especially when reading and yapping about books. I love it. But if you guys are interested, I'll have it linked down below. But my code JanaeReads15 gets you 15% off your order. So go get one. It's so exciting. And this is part of the new Valentine's Day drop. So run, okay? Run so you can get it before the holiday comes. Before we get into the books I'm planning on reading, I did go recently to a romance-only bookstore in Orlando called The New Romantics. I'll put photos here. It was beautiful, stunning. I loved it. I never wanted to leave, and I will be going back immediately. It's an hour for me, so it's dangerous, but I had so much fun. I literally went to check out, and I was like, just take my card. Don't tell me how much it is. Just take it, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys what books I got, and then I'm also, for my TBR, I'm not doing the TBR jar prompts, picks my reads for this month because I got a lot of books recently and a lot of books I just want to read, and I'm excited to read, so we're just gonna talk through those, okay? Because I'm excited and I can't wait to read them. I'm so literally excited. How many times can I say excited? A lot, apparently. Okay, so these are the books that I'm not planning on reading this month, but I want to show you guys, and then some of the ones I bought are in my TBR. But so first I saw MZ's books there and I was like immediately yes. I read All Roads Lead Here by her last year, my first book and only book so far by her, but I loved it. It was a 6-star read. I'm absolutely obsessed. She's a queen of slow burn with like banter, tension, yearning, and then like the little moments of love and acts of love before it becomes, you know, more intimate. And I just love seeing the connection build up before that, and that makes that more interesting as well. But I got 2 books by her. So I got Wait For It by her. I don't know much about these books, okay? It says she's a new house, 2 little boys. She inherited the most painful possible way. A dog, a job she usually loves, and more than enough family and friends. She almost has everything she could ask for except for a boyfriend or a husband. So she's gonna get one, I'm assuming. I'm so excited. I've heard really good things about this one and I can't wait to read it. And then I also got Culty, and again, I think this cover is so pretty. I don't know if they're gonna do cartoon covers for all her books, but I love this one and I'm so happy that I was able to get it. And then if they do new covers and I love it, I'll get those as well because I'm psycho. But this one follows, I think she's an athlete and she like had this idol of another athlete and now he's becoming her coach. There's like banter, I'm guessing Grumpy Sunshine, little back and forth. But I'm so excited. I've heard really good things about Culty and that it's one of her amazing ones as well. So I can't wait to read it soon. The next one I got was an error on my part, okay? I saw this book and I was like, The Ever King. I keep hearing good things about it. It's nice and kind of pretty short. It sounds interesting. I think it's kind of more like in warships and like out in the ocean, maybe some ocean sea creature, magical creatures. I don't know. But I got it and I was like, oh, I want to get it. Let me try it. So I bought it and then I was looking at it and it says The Ever King recap. And I was like, oh, that's so smart. I love a good recap. They should do that more often in books. But I was like, for it to be a recap, there needs to be a book before this. This is book 2, okay? The Ever Queen. The first book is Ever King. So I will have to go back, I guess, to the bookstore to get the first one. But nonetheless, I'm excited to read this hopefully soon and go get the first one again. But I was so excited. And then the next 2 books, I don't know what order these are in the series, but I'm currently in the middle of the series and I want the paperback floppy covers. My books, Millie and Barnes & Noble, only have the hardcovers and I want the paperbacks. And that is A Soul of Ash and Blood by JLA. This is a From Blood and Ash book. Then I have A Light in the Flame, and this is a Flesh and Fire book. And this is a prequel series and then like the actual series, and they intermingle. So I was like, I saw them, let me get them to add to my collection because I'm going to be reading these books within the next few months. So why not support a local business and get it from them? And I think these covers are absolutely stunning and the flop is just perfect, okay? I can't wait to read these. If you've read any of those books that I just showed, let me know down below what your thoughts are on them and hopefully we can get to them soon. Now let's get into my TBR. I don't know who I think I am, okay? Who do I think I am? I didn't even finish my January TBR, okay? I was reading Onyx Storm, and when that was coming out, I couldn't think of anything else. I couldn't read anything else, and I haven't read anything since, okay? It's fine. Some of these books are from my January TBR that I want to put into my February TBR because I was so excited to read them. So let's talk about all the books I'm hoping to read. I also working less. I was working a lot more in January because I was covering for my coworker and I was also training a new coworker. So I was just a lot more busier with work. And then I did go away for a week at the beginning. So it was a chaotic bit of first month of the year. So hopefully we'll slow it down this month and I can actually get to a good amount of these. And there's a good amount that I want to also do on audio. So hopefully that'll help me kind of make progress in a timely manner instead of taking 20 years to read a book. But let's talk about all the ones I hope to read this month. Starting off strong, we must continue the Zodiac Academy series. I don't think I'm going to do the intermingle series. I think I'm just going to go straight through this series, and then if I want to, I'll read the other series afterwards. But I just really want to stay in this world with these characters and see what happens. This is book 4, Shadow Princess. I'm not going to talk about what this book is about, obviously, spoilers. But the first book follows Tori and Darcy, and they are twins living in the human world. And then the professor comes and he's like, you're the heir to the throne of Solaria, a Fae realm. Your parents died and we thought you died as well, but we found you. You're not dead. So you can come to the academy, and if you graduate and harness your powers, you can take back your throne. However, there are 4 boys there that are the heirs to the throne, and they do not want to lose their throne. So now we have a bully romance, a back and forth, just basically war between the 4 boys and the 2 twins. But then we also have found family, we have romances, we have like bully romance, we have back and forth, tension, political intrigue, scheming, don't know who to trust, drama. I'm eating it up so far and I'm enjoying it so much, and I can't wait because I've heard really good things about this book specifically, and I think it's one of the best books in the series, and people were crying I think after it, so I'm excited to get into this one. I can't wait. I also have been listening to an audio while reading it, or just doing the audio, so I'm excited to do that as well and continue with my little ZA journey. Next, I have The Crown of Gilded Bones by JLA. This book was on my January TBR. Didn't get to it, so guess what? We're gonna try to get to it this month. This is a book I've been doing the audios with, and I've been loving the audios, but I think I'm gonna annotate this one because I just feel like annotating it because there's so much information and characters. I feel like it'll help me keep track of it all because lots is going on. But I've been really enjoying this series, and I cannot wait to see where the books go and to start intermingling with the other prequel series. This series is a series I hate talking about what it is because it confuses me. Okay, like when you're in it, you understand it, but when you're out of it, you're like, how do I talk about that? Essentially, it's a very huge, vast fantasy world, and we have different magical creatures, vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, lots of magic. Our main character, Poppy, was a maiden, and she was being kind of controlled by the Duke and Duchess to be given to the gods, and then things kind of evolve from there. She learns things. There's war, there's battles, political intrigue, there's banter, there's tension, there's romance, enemies to lovers, found family. I've been eating it up, and I cannot wait to continue with this series. Next, another big fantasy. We have The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. This is book 2 in the Bloodsworn Saga. I read the first book in December, and I loved it. My first epic fantasy, my first John Gwynne books, and I cannot wait to continue. This book follows 2 different POVs, and they're in this very big fantasy world that is like a Norse-inspired epic fantasy where the gods had a huge battle, kind of destroyed the earth, magical creatures, monsters were made, and then also some of the gods had children in their bloodline. So there are people with God's blood in them, and they have powers and can like shapeshift depending on what God's blood is in their bodies. But they're not seen as good, they're seen as looked down upon, and so people can enslave them with these collars and control them to use them as their weapons. And our 3 characters are all on different journeys. We have one getting revenge, we have one who was enslaved and now he's seeking help from different people to help figure out things that happened in his past. Another one is a leader in this army, and they're on the hunt for someone else as well. So it's just really interesting. I've loved every single POV. I love seeing how they're going to potentially all intermingle and interconnect. I love trying to piece together information. The amount of times my jaw was on the floor reading this series, the first book, crazy. I can't trust that anyone's going to survive, and I got attached to people and creatures I didn't even think I was going to get attached to. So I can't wait, and I know people said this book has a big cliffhanger, so I do have book 3 up there. So if I need to read that one right after, I will be doing that. I do listen to this on the audio while annotating it and reading it with my eyes because a lot of things, lots of information, lots of words I can't pronounce. So the audio is really great for that. And again, it keeps it moving and keeps me immersed in the story. So I can't wait to read this one. Next is one that I'm so excited to read because I've seen nothing but amazing things about it. And that is The Favorite by Lane Fargo. This is a, I think, kind of drama-filled, toxic romance book. They said it's like Magnolia Park, which I love, and then Daisy Jones and the Six, which I haven't read, but these 2 characters I think are figure skaters, and then it's just like their romance, the drama, everything that's going on with that. And again, I've heard amazing things about it, so I'm so excited to read this month. I actually cannot wait. Okay, so excited. Next is a book that was on my last month TBR, and that is The Wall of Winnipeg, made by Mariana Zapata. I only got like 2 chapters in, but then Onyx Storm was coming out, and I couldn't read anything else. Okay, I was focused on Onyx Storm. But it would be my second MZ book, and I'm so excited. It follows our main girl, and she is the assistant to this famous athlete, and that's kind of all I know. She is planning on quitting, gonna pursue her own thing, and then that's all I really got so far in the book. But I know it's gonna be tension-filled, banter-filled, romance that blossoms, and I'm so excited to continue reading it and to see where it goes. I just love her writing. It's so addictive, and I just I know it's gonna get somewhere so good that I can't wait to get there, and I'm just so excited to read this book. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So yeah. Next, another one that was on my TBR for the last month. and that is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is a sci-fi fantasy, first book in a series. I've heard really good things about this series, but I'm not really a sci-fi girl, so we're gonna see how this goes. I'm again on chapter like 2, Onyx Storm, we know the drill. How to stop reading everything. But I am doing this on audio, but I think I'm gonna also annotate it while I listen to it. But again, not super long. In this world, we have Darrow, and he lives on Mars, and they're basically like mining it and trying to make it habitable for people to come live there. And also in this society, there's different classes based off color, and there's red, gray, and gold, I think. And red is the lowest class, and that is what Darrow is. And then we're gonna see where it goes, okay? I think a lot of political intrigue, a lot of emotional, hard-hitting plot points and topics, and I cannot wait to hopefully have a new series to hyperfixate on. Next is a book that I just recently got actually yesterday. On Bookstagram, me and some of the book girlies did a Galentine book exchange. So you gave a book and got a book. And so I had someone get me The Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. And I cannot wait. I had started this book a while ago, but I just didn't get far into it and I got distracted with other books. But then I wanted to wait until book 2 comes out, which comes out in February. And I've seen amazing things about both books in this duology. I think it's a duology, correct me if I'm wrong. But I've seen amazing things about both books in the second book specifically. And so I'm so excited to hopefully read it this month and then read the second one when it comes out. I don't know much about this, but it's enemies to lovers. She's a witch and he's a witch hunter, and they're kind of seeking each other. I'm excited, so excited. Next is a new release, and I can't wait to read all these books. But that is A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. She's the author of The Unmaking of June Farrow. This book follows our female main character, and she is dealing with the investigation of the passing of her twin brother, and then she's also having to confront memories or things from her past. Adrienne Young is known to have magical realism in her books and more hard-hitting topics and like whimsical writing and some romance in there, so I'm really excited for this book. I can't wait to read it. I love the other book I read by her, and so I've seen amazing things about this one. And again, not super long. Hopefully we can read it like in a day. I want to do like a 24-hour reading challenge, I think, one day this month, once I like catch up on school and everything, and just do like 2 days of binge books and try to get through a good amount of my TBR. I think it'd be fun. I've been wanting to do one recently. But I'm so excited for this one. Like I said, I'm guessing that there might be like actual ghosts in here because she always has magical realism. Maybe a little bit of a romance, a mystery element. I'm excited. I can't wait. Next is a book that I bought when I went to the bookstore, The New Romantics, and I saw the cover and I was like, it's beautiful. What's it about? I read the back and I was like, oh, you're coming home with me. You sound so good. I've never seen anyone talking about it, so maybe someone has read this. I'm not sure. I didn't even look up reviews about it. I literally just read the back and I was like, you sound good. I'm gonna try you, because I'm trying to also work on reading books that just pique my interest, even if it's not popular on social medias. But that is Worthy of Fate by A.M. Caldwell, first book in a series. And what I've gathered from it is that our female main character is marked by the gods, and she's going through trials to get powers. Which again, trials I eat up every single time. I love trials in fantasy books. I don't care how many times you do it, I'm gonna love it. And our main guy is the Shadow. Okay, we love shadows. And it says that he is on the hunt for his mate, but I think there's opposing forces stopping him. It says a fantasy romance with an intriguing magic system, dark forces, spirits, and fated mates. So excited. And then I flipped to a random page and it said he has wings, I think. So I was like, okay, immediately yes. I'm so excited to read this, especially with knowing like absolutely nothing about it, no one's opinions, nothing, and get to go into it and see what I think. And again, this cover is just actually like one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. Okay, we have my last 2 books. I know. Who am I to have all these books on my TBR? But this one I have been looking forward to reading for a while. When it was indie published, I never got around to it, and now it's traditionally published, and I was like, we have to read it. And I've heard amazing things about it, and that is Heavenly Bodies. I am so, guess what? What's the word? Excited to read this book. I don't know much about it besides romantasy, enemies to lovers. It says, blends Greek mythology and shadow magic with a tantalizing enemies to lovers romance that will rewrite the stars. It says, fall straight into the arms of an enemy prince. I've heard amazing things. For the writing's beautiful, the romance is beautiful. People like can't stop reading it. They want to binge it. And so hopefully that is me as well. I am so pumped to read it and see what it's all about. I'm literally so excited for all these books I have. I can't wait. Looking forward to reading this one and being obsessed, hopefully, with the romance in the series. It says, can love overcome fate? I guess we'll find out. Goodness. And last but not least, we have Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This book, I've seen people talking about it and really enjoying it and crying over it, and I love a good cry over books. Okay, over fictional things, my favorite. I think this is more of a darker, heavier book. It follows 2 characters. I think the main girl is dating or married or whatever, something, relationship with the main guy. But the 2 people get abducted and are going through that whole thing, and it kind of bonds them. So, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but people who I trust have said they really love the book. So I'm excited to hopefully love it and then read more by this author. But I'm excited, again, not super long. So again, I feel like in a 24-hour reading challenge, this book, The Sea of Unspoken Things, and like The Wall of Winnipeg and Making, we could really go good in that. So hopefully we can get to this one this month. And those are all the books I'm hoping to read in February, okay? I am literally itching to read all of them, and I fear that they're gonna all be really highly rated for me because I just something about them this month. They all just seem so good. Lots of continuing series, starting new series, and new releases. I'm so excited. So let me know down below what books you're currently reading or that you have planned for your TBR for the month. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I showed and what your thoughts were on them. And I'll talk to you guys in my next one.